Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Young. I'm going to walk you through the most sustainable company in the world, and that would be Schneider Electric. Here's my agenda. I'll talk introduction. I'll talk a bit of bio about myself. I'll talk about the 250 sustainable companies, including the top 10, and I'll go into a little bit more specifics around Schneider Electric. So here's a brief bio about myself. I'm a CPA. I've spent 35 years in the business, from finance accounting positions up to solutions, business process changes. I've done the whole gamut, as you can see here. I won't spend a lot of time because it's not necessarily this presentations about my biography, but more about where I'm coming from and why I'm driving these presentations. So if you look here, here's the top 10 list of a survey that was just recently released by a sustainability magazine. As you can see, the number one company listed here is Schneider, followed by Roche, Novartis, Procter & Gamble, AstraZeneca, LVMH, Nestle, Colgate-Palmolive, Unilever, and Johnson & Johnson. What's interesting about this list is almost a third of the companies listed here are biotech pharmaceutical. Another third of the list is basically consumer packaging. And why do I bring light to that? Because at the end of the day, consumer packaging or consumer goods are more in the forefront in terms of their ingredients, their packaging, and they get a lot of visibility. The interesting thing is the only energy company that's on this list is Schneider Electric, which does a lot of different works around storage and different aspects of the renewable side in terms of managing projects. And it's critical how they fit in here because of the energy sector. And that's interesting because you would have thought possibly there would be more and more in the top 10, but it's dominated a lot, as I said, from consumer packaging to biotech and pharmaceutical. This also tells you a holistic view of what they measure on, from R&D, transparency. They're looking at emissions. So there's a lot of talk around the emission side, but sustainability goes beyond just emissions. This gives you a good idea in terms of the key areas in terms of their focus point and why they're number one. So, like anything else, Schneider Electric has done a hard pivot on their products that are, as they would deem, certified to be sustainable. And that's critical because more and more organizations are embracing sustainability aspects to their product development life cycle. And Schneider Electric is part of that. Energy efficiency, decarbonization. They're moving away from natural gas into more around lithium storage, wind and solar in terms of virtual power plants and all that to get down to net zero. And transparency is critical here. This gets you into the HR programs, human resources, human rights. It also gets you into social and corporate governance, your business conduct rules and how you conduct business, because you're talking organizations here where you've got significant challenges around your procurement cycle, oversight in terms of your corporate board and just overall governance models. The ambitious climate targets are getting into the emission side, the overall water management, and just the overall stuff. And of course, it's getting down to the bottom part of it is more the social engagement, whether that's with employees and creating a fostering the right environment around training and development, whether that is around your corporate governance model. But overall, it's basically their view in terms of how they put priorities and sustainable practices through all aspects of their organization, both on their product cycle, internally with their procurement, as all the way across from their business units down. They actually tie executive compensation as part of the overall ESG targets and metrics. And this is something I've talked about in the past on other videos. There's more and more an emphasis to integrate ESG metrics into the management, operational, and regulatory reporting cycles. So despite some of the peel back that you're seeing in some of the government side, there is still, companies still see this perceptions from consumers, and they don't really want to have potential damage to their brand. So they're looking at how they embrace sustainable practices throughout their production and business operational cycles. Thank you.